Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on Dart. Today we'll be talking about encapsulation in Dart. Encapsulation is one of the core principles of object-oriented programming that helps restrict direct access to class data and ensure data security. It allows hiding implementation details while exposing only the necessary functionality. In Dart, encapsulation is achieved by declaring the class member as private using the underscore before variable or method names. You may ask, why is encapsulation important? Number one, for data hiding. It prevents direct modification of class field. The second one is that it allows code maintainability. It keeps class internals hidden from external access. And the third reason is that for better control. It provides control access via getters and setter. And the last one is for security purpose. It prevents unwanted modification of object properties. Now let's see how we can implement encapsulation in Dart. So let's say we have a class student, and for the student we have the score as the field, and here's our constructor. Now I want to make sure that outside the class we are unable to modify the score of our student. To do that, I can make use of encapsulation. And what does that simply mean? I can make this score private, and to do that I can just add underscore in front of score, and then I come here also, I add underscore here, and like this I've made this score a private field, meaning that outside this library we can't access this score. Now let's come here and let's declare an object of student. So we can say student underscore, let's call it student 1. Let's create an object student and let's pass a score to this. Let's say 40.0. And now let's try and access the score of the student, and let's try and modify it. You will notice something very important now. So we say student dot score equals to 50, and we say let's print student dot score. You asked me, but I thought you said that when we add underscore to this, we make it a private field, and then we cannot access it outside this class. Now the truth is that when the class is in the same library with wherever you want to make use of the field, you can still access it. What encapsulation does is that it restricts you from accessing an instant variable of an object outside the library in which that object is being declared. What does this mean? So let's say we remove this class now. Remove this class now, and let's come here and let's create a new file. We call it student.dat, and let's place this here. Now we've created a library. You might ask me, what does a library mean? A library in Dart is a collection of code, can be the class, functions, variable, and constants that can be reused across different parts of an application. So when we have collection of code in a file like this, it becomes a library. So when we now declare a private variable in a library like this, we cannot make use of it outside that library. So if I delete this now, to make use of this class, I need to first import this library. So we can say import, and then we can have student.dat. Now that error is gone. And you can see now that I'm getting error for this score, which is a private variable, saying the setter underscore score isn't defined for the type student. Why is it like that? Because we'll make this private. Even if I save it, we've made it private, so we cannot access the student class field outside the library where we declare it. So that's why we say that encapsulation ensures the protection of our data, so that outside the library whereby it's been declared, we cannot manipulate it, we cannot do anything to it. So now you might ask me, how do we access our field, and how do we set the values of our field? That allows what we call getter and setter method to control access and modification of private field. Let's look at an example. So now, for us to be able to get access to this score, all we need to do is to make use of the getter method. And the first thing is that we're going to have the return type first, and then the keyword get. and then we'll give our getter method a name. So we can call it score, and then we have the fat arrow, and then we can have the particular field we want to get returned. And like this, when we come back inside our, let's save this, and like this, when we come back inside our main.dat, we just need to change this from underscore score to score. And like this, we have access to. So I'm still getting an error. The reason I'm getting error because I'm not assigning. Getter, you don't use getter to assign. You use getter to get the value of your field. So let's remove this, and we can print. Okay, let's remove this and let's make use of the second one. So let's just remove this, and let's remove the underscore here. And yeah, if we run this now, you can see we have 40.0. That's how we make use of getter in encapsulation. Let's look at setter. So let's say I want to change the value of my student score from 40 to 50. I can't make use of this getter method to do that. I just saw an example of that now. So let's go back inside student, and to do that, we'll simply come here, and then we can make use of the keyword set, and let's give it a name. We can call it score again. So we can have open and close brackets, which is going to take parameter. And what this parameter means is that whatever value you want to assign to this private field, that's what you're going to pass here. So let's see how we can make use of it. So we can say double, and then we can say number, and yeah, let's add this. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to assign whatever value that is being passed here to our score. So we can say underscore equals to the new value that is being passed. So we can have this. Now let's make use of our setter method. So we come back into the main.dat, and now we can have student one dot, and now you can see we have dot score, and let's do this. And when we say equals to, now we're not getting an error, so we can assign 60 to this now, and let's run this, and now we have 60 as the new value of the student score. So this is how we make use of setter and getter to modify and access private field in that object-oriented programming. So what are the benefits of getters and setter? Number one is encapsulate data. It controls how properties are being modified. The second benefit is that for validation of logic. So we can add some logic in this setter method, and here we can have something like if let's say the number is less than, its number is less than 30. So we just want to, for example, print your score is, let's remove this, is too low, can't change. Just an example, and then we can have else here. And let's put our underscore equals to number here. And yeah, let's save this. So if we come back inside our main.dat file, and then we'll change this to, let's say we change this to 10, and let's run this now. You can see we have your score is too low, can't change. Then we still have our initial score printed out. So these are the benefits of the getter and setter method. So one more thing before I end this tutorial. Remember, during the course of our definition of encapsulation, we said making the field private and also the method private. So let me show you how you can also make a method private. And remember, our method is the same thing as function. So a function in a class is called method. So we can come here, and then we can avoid just to display the score. So we can say display score. We are not taking any parameter, and then we can just print your score is, let's remove this, yeah, the score is, and let's have the score here. So like this is our normal method that we can just come here, and then we can say student dot display, and then we have access to this method. But to make it private, we can come here, and then we can add underscore here, and then by doing this now, if I go back, let's save this, if I go back into the main.dat, you can see that I'm getting an error already saying the getter display isn't defined for this. What that simply means that we cannot access this private method outside the library where it's been declared. So to make this accessible, we can make use of the getter again by coming here and then get, and then we can give it the name display. So, and then we have underscore display here. And yeah, let's save this. So if we go back here now and we are not getting that error again, and if we run this, we have your score is too low. Let's just change this from, let's make it 60 back, and yeah, let's save this. And let's remove this print statement. We don't need it again since we're already printing the score. So yeah, you have it, your score is 60. We're getting it from this display method, this private display method. What are the best practice for encapsulation in that? Number one, always use private field to protect your class data. So just like we did for score here, that we make use of the underscore. Don't mind that. So this is not necessary. This has to be score. This can be name, so that I won't get you confused by saying underscore score. Sure, you understand. So, but let's return this back to, yeah, all we have. So expose only necessary data through public method. You use getter and setter for controlled access, and follow naming convention to maintain code clarity. So that's where we're going to be ending our tutorial today. I believe you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, drop your question in the comment section, like and share. See you in the next tutorial.